the females always go back to their wars. Every time throughout history, when the men are out fighting, the females always go back and do the original wars. When there's no wars, they get killed and they do other shit. But once there's a war, they always come back. Watch. When we have war, it will happen again. Just like during World War II.
You're literally wrong, because you know how women started working is during the war. They had to work while the men were at war, and after that, women got jobs because they wanted to keep working.
The only reason why they had jobs back then was so the government could tax more people. It's not to give them rights.
It's because the men were at war. So
do you know how the government works? The more people that work, the more money they get. The more people work, the more people they tax.
Okay,
that's how it works.
Yeah, but the men were all at war, so there was no one to do the work. Since all the men were
do you know what type of stuff they were doing?
At war.
They were like,
please don't interrupt me.
They were doing farm work. They were doing farm work, gardening. They were making clothing. They were doing medical stuff.
At factories.
They were doing factories to make bullets for men to do the real shit.
Okay,
they were often the men do the upper stuff. The females do the bottom stuff.
Let's take 30 seconds apiece. 30 seconds apiece. Letty, you have 30 seconds. Say what you think about what he just said.
You're saying women were doing medical stuff? Like, that's not a real job? Medical stuff is, like, one of the most important jobs there is. They were working, they were holding down the country while the men were at war. And they liked working so much that when the men came back, they wanted to keep their jobs, and they did.
Okay, I'm not saying medical is not a person's job, but what it is a job that men don't have to do because it's below them while they're out saving the country. Don't interrupt, man!
You didn't slap her, you slapped the air. But John, yeah, she's not speaking up. Maybe you don't have to scream. People will understand you better if you don't scream, because they think that it's offensive. If you want to convince somebody, try using their tone, match their tone, match their lingo.
She can match my tone.
No, it's not a way to get your point across by screaming.
Well, are women as good at screaming as men are?
I don't know,
Max, what do you think about that? Who's got the most gusto?
But let's find out.
Men definitely scream louder.
Let's find out.
John is certainly a boisterous, loud.
Very projected.
Yeah, he projects very well. And no, I don't think Letty can project as much as you can. It's definitely a fact.
Impossible.
Yeah, it's
What's your general thoughts on the gender debate? Who's the fairer sex? If in a time of need, who are you going to turn to? Who's more responsible? Who's a better person? Who's going to hell? Who's going to heaven, Vance?
Well, let's just say when I was in the war, my wife took care of the kids. She held down the fort for me. I came home with no legs, and she loved me regardless.
That's real.
So I will say that I love women.
Hell yeah.
Sylvia, what do you think?
I love fucking pussy.
Me too. I love eating pussy, and I love doing dishes, and I love taking care of people. I don't know, like, women are good caretakers.
I agree.
They're good providers. I mean, I like holding down the fort, being a little trad wife. I don't mind.
Are women better at being caretakers than men are?
Oh, of course.
In my opinion, yes.
So so women are better than men in certain ways?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Like, that's what they're meant to do. They're meant to be caretakers, and guys are meant to provide, take care of them, protect them.
Then why are there so many men these days that don't provide?
Why are there so many additional women these days too?
No, you know what? In most households, women have a job and take care of the kids at the same time. So how is that fair?
I don't know how to do that.
Well, that's usually when there's a sluts. When sluts come into the pictures, if there was a traditional woman, why? If you're a traditional woman, you could get a traditional man. But if you're not a traditional woman, of course you're going to be doing both things if you're a fucking
There
slut.
are lots of traditional women that have a job and have to take care of the kids at the same
Yeah,
time.
they're usually sluts.
No, they're not usually sluts.
Usually
They have
they
no
are.
grounds to base
Have
their
you
assumption
seen?
on.
Okay, give me a name. Give me a family. Why not? Give me a
know
family
this.
of a traditional woman who only lost her virginity and no one fucking lost besides her husband.
How is this relevant at all?
That's a
I know-
traditional woman. A traditional woman doesn't go out fucking every fucking dude she wants. She fucks one
I think that's
John.
very little women
So
that
John,
are that promiscuous.
Exactly.
It's
Thank
a small
you.
minority
Thank
of
you.
women that do
Thank
that.
you.
You don't hate women. You just hate these dumb whores and sluts.
Facts.
Yeah.
Just the dumb horse
Hey,
and
me
sluts.
too, John. Come on, man.
Josie, you haven't said much. Can we get your opinion on this?
I can appreciate some gender roles sometimes because, you know, if I had a chance to not have a job and clean at home, I would take that. But at the same time, I like having my nights out sometimes, going out having a party, which isn't very trad. And I don't know, having a little bit of money that I can call my own also feels nice. So I feel like there's got to be a balance somewhere.
Yeah, I agree.
What's the balance?
Good balance.
What's the balance that?
Well, I think
Look, even
part-time
if you guys think you're trad, none of the girls here are trad. No traditional woman would be on a reality internet show, if we're being real here.
I think if you're a traditional man and you did everything you needed to do and you made your own wealth, you would be able to get anything your female wanted. Anything she wanted or felt like she needed, she would be able to have it. So if she wanted some extra money to go buy whatever she wanted, she would have that money. I know with my girl back home, I get her anything she needs, anything she wants. You know, and I take care of her. Yeah, I do. You know, because I love her and I treat her as a queen. And you know what? She's only been with me, you know? She's awesome like that. She doesn't go out, she's never been a slut. She's not a fucking whore. She's a good human being. And I treat her the same way. And she treats me equally.
Can I hear from Daniel? What's alright, come on, man. That's not how you convince people.
No, you know,
That was funny. That was funny. Daniel, okay.
Hey, seriously though, take it seriously.
Daniel, what are women better at than men? And what is the line for a woman's behavior that you think, when does a woman stop acting like a woman? What are some things that you don't like to see in a woman?
Oh, fuck, that's a good one, bro. Shit, I like her,
And I have one more question for you after this.
alright. Like, when a bitch is, like, organized, you know, like, and she, like, try to, like, if a dude ain't, like, organized and shit, and she teaches him, like, certain shit that, like, she thinks is, like, organizing, yeah, like, that shit real.
like, do you mean like she cleans up the house?
Like,
Yeah, I
she's
could.
in that.
She told me the other day, most females, that's what they do back home. They clean up the apartments like they're
Yeah, they
supposed
make it
to.
all nice and tidy and shit, and they put
I know
them
what you
on
mean.
with that shit, you know.
I get what you mean.
And I hate when bitches like they stop like getting like that certain attention, and then like they just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go out with my little whore friends and just like to go out and get slutted out. And,
But
like,
going out doesn't mean.
well, I mean, I'm not.
You know?
Well, like going out, yeah. Like my bitch could go out, you know what I'm saying? But she can't go out with her like slutty ass friends because they gonna convince the bitch like,
to do a fucking nice
Yeah,
ass
like-
shit. That's
I
all
mean,
it
you
is.
she
should-
has her own mind. and-
girl, you should go talk to that nigga right now and like try to fuck him and shit. They be trying to convince like bitch,
That's true, though.
I got a gram CA. You want to do this shit in the bathroom?
But if
Let's
she
get
was a
fucking
strong
crazy.
woman, she wouldn't do that. And
Yeah.
Strong women
That's what I'm saying.
Sometimes
Sometimes
if they have a bad influence,
that's just hard to
I'm not
find.
saying
Yeah.
it's
Why do you
okay.
have the floor?
I'm not saying it's okay for women to like cheat or whatever, or like get attention from other guys when they're in a relationship. That's not what I'm saying at all. I think whatever works in your relationship works for you. People have different kinds of relationships. But to put gender roles on all women is not right, because women are human beings. They can do, like, they can and will do whatever a man can. They're all different people. Just to say every woman should cook and clean, that's wrong, because some women aren't into that, and some guys aren't into that either. Like some guys would love to be like husbands at home and cook and clean for the woman while she goes out and works.
Yeah, but the husbands at home, they're usually cocks and they're usually pussies. I've known a couple of guys who do that. Their husbands at home and their wives be going out fucking other dudes. That's how it works. When you're a husband at home,
you know, trad wives.
Hold up.
You know,
the husbands at homes, they usually all cocks and their wives would be fucking other dudes.
You know.
Hold up. Let me finish what else I was going to say. Okay, thank you, please. So,
but Vance is at home and he's not doing that.
Shut the fuck up. This is a character. That's not his real thing.
Okay, never mind then.
Okay, so anyways, if you're like a husband at home, you're usually a cuck. That's just a fact. If you take doing all this shit at home, if you don't have a disability and you literally cannot go out and walk, you're usually a cuck then. Okay, now.
You're a cuck with a disability. That's crazy.
But those are the two only real ways. Like if you were actual bad and you were fucked up, you can't leave. You know, you can't leave at that point.
John, you think women who are traditional and stay at home don't also cheat? Have you seen when men go
they're not traditional women if they're going out and cheating?
Can you not talk over
Do
me?
you know the definition of traditional?
Can you not talk over me?
Let's let her have her turn.
I'm talking about housewives, which is what you're talking about when the woman stays at home. Because you're saying when the husband stays at home, the woman goes out and cheats. Have you not seen the women who stay at home and act all like, oh, I'm going to cook and clean everything for you? Then their men go off to the military and they come back and the girl's pregnant? All types of girls cheat.
That's not a traditional woman. If you know
I'm saying a girl that stays home.
You say traditional. You say traditional. Do you know what the definition is?
I'm saying a girl that.
Well, I'm not talking about who stays home. I'm talking about. About traditional women.
Okay, you were talking about men that stay home and calling them cucks and saying they're
right. They all cucks. Because if they were a real man, they would go out in the world, make the wealth, make the success.
Listen, we can make our points with a little lower, and then when you're talking at a lower tone, Letty's going to actually listen to what you're saying and not just be offended. Because when you talk high, Letty's not even hearing what you're saying. She's just offended that you're yelling.
I can't talk low though if I'm too excited.
You like this topic.
I do. I'm just going to be honest. I can't.
That's fine.
When I get excited, I can't.
After that, you guys obviously have a red versus blue thing going on here. I want to ask Sylvia and Josie a bit about what they think. What do you think men could be better at?
I don't know, because I have the men I've been with are really fucked. So
what's the common things? What do men? In what ways do women outrank men? What are men's bad qualities?
I think they hide their mental health a lot, and it's kind of scary. Fuck, you guys really got me here.
Like me last night.
Yeah, it just came out of him.
It comes out in anger.
Yeah, just a lot of anger.
Because that's
men
the
have a lot of
only
anger built up.
Can we hear Joyce's
Because that's
voice?
the only emotion that men are kind of allowed to express, and it's not seen as unmanly when men express anger.
Well, why are you saying men only allowed to express anger?
I'm saying it's the only emotion that's not considered unmanly in society when men express anger.
Why do you think that is? I can tell you why.
Emotions are seen as feminine.
Because
that's why.
Females in this world, when they see a man weak and cry, they usually eventually leave them. After this, imagine, if I was with my girl, and you get fucking beaten, more often than not, that female, we start to lose disrespect for that guy, lose respect for him, start fucking walking all over him. If she sees him, oh, he can't take care of me, I'm gonna fucking leave his ass. And that's what usually ends up happening, and that's why men try not to give those emotions. Because if they let out sadness, if they let out anything else besides anger or happiness, that's when they'll be attacked. That's when the things could be taken away from them. That's when loved ones would leave them.
Okay, well, I think that some women are like that, yes. When they see a man express anger, it turns them off. But that is more often the women that do follow traditional gender roles, because they grow up and they see men as oh, men can't express emotions. That's what they're taught. That's what everyone's taught. women, but a lot of women, like myself, like I don't get like when a guy cries, like all my boyfriends have cried in the past in front of me. I don't lose respect for them at all. Like I comfort them and console them. And it's not only women that will talk shit on a man when he cries. More often than not, it's another man that will call you a pussy if you cry. Women are usually like gonna be nicer to the man.
Nicer often manipulation.
No.
That's what it usually comes down to. They're not really being nice. They may be nice to his face. Versus a man would be the honest truth and be like, shut the fuck up, come on, just keep going. Versus a female would be like, oh no, it's okay. And then they would fucking stab his back later.
Well, that's not true. That's just an assumption about women.
No. It is true. But if you're talking about traditional women, that's not true. Traditional women, they're usually virgins until they get married. They take care of the house. They take care of the man. They take care of the kids. Okay, and the guy.
Church.
Exactly. They will go to church and all that other stuff. Okay, and the guy will end up paying for the bills, get anything and everything she needs. Okay, take care of them, do the stuff that the female can't or wouldn't do. Like it could be physically, it could be something scary. Like if someone were to break into this house, okay, what would happen? Guarantee most of the females would go hiding. Would probably me, guys, and then we'd have to fight some people and the crew. That's just probably the reality.
Well, I'm not saying that men aren't stronger than women. Obviously, there's biological differences between men and women. Like men are naturally stronger. That's not what I'm saying. And when I make a point, you kind of go off topic and talk about something completely different. So, like we weren't talking about that.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah. I want to hear from the people who aren't speaking as much. Daniel, first.
Hey man, I love you. Gotta be the biggest lie I ever heard. Real shit.
Who hurt him?
Is that like
Britney Spears.
Never mind. Who else? Vance?
Take off those hats. I want to see his eyes.
I'll look you in the
Hey
eye.
yo, hella funny.
Well, my wife is a real battle axe, you could say. When one time I rolled out of bed, my wheelchair was gone. I said, hey, where's it at? Bring it here. And she was doing some other stuff, and then eventually I crawled over to her, started giving her lip, and she started punching my legs. Left me bloodied.
Sounds like a piece of shit of a wife.
Well, you know, that's just who she is. That's her character.
And sometimes
Yeah.
you forgive and you forget.
Sometimes, and that's what a relationship.
Just like how Violetta would be hitting me the whole time I'm here, and I'd have not once laid a finger on her.
That's not true. You tickled me.
Okay, after you tickled me.
No,
After
you
you
tickled me
after
first.
you and Mario
You
tickled
tickled
me,
me
you guys
first.
took the blanket and you guys both
You tickled me
me.
before that.
Mario tickled you?
Yeah. So they took
When did Mario tickle you?
when he was still new. So they took the blanket from me,
That was
and then
after you tickled
they
me
both
first.
tickled me at the exact same time, and had to like try to squirm away from them off the couch.
Well, just so we're clear, in the contract that everyone signed, there's no tickling or touching. Do that, but please, no more tickling, Letty.
And no one hitting me.
Let's
She's
continue.
tickling
Let's continue.
me.
She's been
Josie,
hitting me on a
Josie,
regular basis.
I want you to play off one of the things that John mentioned, Josie. John said a traditional woman has her virginity and will save it for her man. How important do you think virginity is in this debate? What do you think about that?
I actually think it's really important. That's like one of the most important things to me. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people don't think that, but I don't know. Yeah, it's just my personal thing. I don't know.
Do you think there's a permanent bond when you lose your virginity?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, definitely. And I kind of don't understand people that just be giving it out, you know?
Interesting.
Might be putting it out all the time.
Who thinks there's a permanent bond
I'm fucking
when you lose
I-
your virginity?
I do. I still talk to the person that I lost my virginity to.
I think there's a permanent bond.
We've
Without
known
a
each other
doubt.
for over 10 years, and he went to the Marines, and I still talk to him. I still see him ever since he came back.
Damn, he's a Marine.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
He
What do you
had
think,
one-
Daniel? Do you think there's a permanent bond with virginity?
Shit, where I come from, not really. Like,
Is it different in the bed?
yeah. Everybody be fucking each other. I got like 5 homies that are like Eskimo bros.
What do you think? Is there a permanent bond with virginity?
I don't think it's fair to say that there's a permanent bond with virginity because some people get raped and that's how they lose their virginity. And that would be so unfair to say that they have a permanent bond with their rapist.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be
going
mean.
through my mind in any way.
Yeah, I don't even think about rape. That shit's disgusting.
No one's talking about that, but I bet you neither. Like, we shouldn't be bringing that up.
I feel like that doesn't count.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
that doesn't
important
count.
to
That
bring
doesn't
up.
count. That doesn't count. Let's just say that. Yeah.
Rape is out of the topic.
Yeah.
How about we get closing arguments so me and Jet can go decide who wins the debate? So everybody gets 30 seconds to give their closing arguments, and then me and Jet are going to go into the basement and decide who gets this fish book. So how about we start with Letty? Men versus women, go.
Okay, men versus women. I thought it was about gender roles.
No. Restart. Gender roles, go. 30 seconds.
Okay, so I think that gender roles shouldn't have to apply because there's gender roles for both sexes. There's ones that are good and there's ones that harm both sexes. Like, for example, how men struggle with mental health. Even John said men commit suicide more than women do, and that's because of gender roles. So, yeah, I think.
Sylvia, go.
I think there should be an equal, a little bit of equality in the gender roles, but I mean, I don't mind like cooking and cleaning and washing dishes and stuff and providing for someone that I love, and taking care of the kids. I mean, and also like we could go out and have time together, but doesn't mean like I'm a slut because I go out or because he goes out. Because if that is your like true lover for the rest of your life, you should know that they're not going to do that to you or be like persuaded by their friends or anyone.
Alright, John?
Gender wars are extremely important. It always has been important. Without them, society will always collapse. It has happened multiple times throughout history. And I'd like to mention, Violetta took me out of context when she mentioned my name in this interview. Without a gender wars, this world wouldn't be the way it is. It'd be non-existent.
Alright, Josie?
I think with gender roles, very much give and take. Every person is a unique person with different strengths and weaknesses. But if I had a chance to not have a job, I would probably take that. So.
Vance?
I think if my wife Esmeralda heard my opinions on gender roles, she would tie my legs into a ribbon and kick me down the stairs.
Daniel?
Shit, like, if I got a bitch, she can do whatever the fuck she want, and there's just certain rules I got with the hoes, like, just stay in your lane, and if I don't like your friends, don't be around them. If you want some money, just let me know how much you need, I'll put in your Apple Pay. I'm always work my ass off to provide this shit.
Alright, Jet, let's go out in the basement and let's decide what's good with this guy.
If you guys can just hang out here for 60 seconds, it's probably 120 seconds realistically. We're going to get back to you on the winner. Okay.
And by the way, I stayed in character this whole time.
Me too.
That's true, you did too.
And Vance.
Well, Vance has his leg up.
I'm holding with my arm.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Did Ben just shut the camera off on you when you were talking?
No, he did that.
What?
I thought Ben just shut off the camera.
Yeah, he did.
It was like before you were done.
I was not taking none of that shit seriously.
I'm not gonna lie, this was funny as fuck. I love this.
I love laughing, bro.
You know what?
I love laughing.
Alright, same.
I love making jokes and talking shit. Damn, I wish I had a black mob right now.
You should have asked that homeless person earlier. Did you see how he's just carrying 2 cigarettes around?
Well, did you guys, when he found me, Jason Goldstriker